brisa que nos acariciaba, pues el viento a nuestra relación apreciaba. Tu pecho junto al mío el calor provocaba, y así por el estilo nuestras almas se entregaban. Me acuerdo de la noche en que tú me conociste, todas las caricias agradables que me hiciste. Me acuerdo de todas las palabras que dijiste, diciéndome el secreto que el amor sí.
Starting at power forward, standing 6'8", number 30, Mike Stott.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. D.A. will join us tonight on the sideline. The Philadelphia 76ers preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Orlando, they've got Robinson. Murray out there with Cooper. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Serbiak in at the 3 spot. Robinson misses.
Tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, defense right on him. We need to get a better shot than that.
And the regular season officially begins. Most rookies around the league, Clark, will have their eyes wide open. I mean, wow, what an eye-opening experience to play with this speed, this talent. How nervous were you going back to that time in your life? How nervous were you on opening night?
Very nervous, really excited, but there were some butterflies that I had to work really hard at trying to get them to fly in formation because they were all over the place, Kevin. But ultimately, once you get out there and you break that first sweat or you get that first hit or bucket, then it simply becomes basketball. But prior to that, pregame meal, your nap before the game, the butterflies are doing their own thing.
Here's Cooper. After the made shot from Oscar Robertson. Pass to Murray. Scott pulls it in. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. The shot by Robertson, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Serbiak. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Malone. Kaminsky comes in for Scott. Sexton, he's checked in for Robertson. And Paul's subbed in for Young. The Magic also changing it up. Morning's checked in for Robinson. Porzingis comes in for Kevin Love. And Smith subbed in for Cooper. Pass to Porzingis. And he drops it in from the low post. Porzingis has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And it goes down 2 points.
Yeah, Pippen using those long arms inside to get shots off. Feels like no one can guard him down low.
Morning against McGee. With the fadeaway. And he can't bank that one in. Pippen dishes the ball. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Murray left side. Smith outside. Shot clock at 6. Now the pass to Morning. Here's Serbiak. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Serbiak's got his first bucket of the night.
And, you know, Kevin, they count on him to provide offense, and he knows how to fill it up.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. 76ers lead by 2. And don't go
matter where he shoots the ball from. I think his best trait, shooting the ball, is one that every team craves.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here.
And, you know, last season the Magic fell short of their goals, dealt with a lot of injuries, and just had a lot of holes in their roster, too. What was an uphill battle to begin with became really an impossible one.
Timeout called the 76ers. And as you said, the Magic last season dealt with numerous injuries.
Yeah, you know, the fact of the matter, Kevin, is the Magic just didn't have enough talent to compete either, in spite of the injuries. Rebounding the ball was an issue, and they didn't have any area of the game that they were really great in.
Scotty Pippen's checked in for Kaminsky.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Kevin Love. He's coming off an excellent season, 14th in rebounding, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards, going hard at it at both ends last year, really helping out his team. Got that bucket in no time at all. Pippen's got 6 points. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Magic. Passes it to Love. Malone against Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Smith outside. Knocked away. Young with the steal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You know, when talking about the pressure Young puts on the defense, I'm not sure the word relentless is strong enough.
And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
And the Magic making a change here. There's 49 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Kicks it out to Love. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Boy, it sure is a lot of fun watching Love bury these outside shots. I mean, when he's hitting from deep, it opens up things for everybody.
Now, here is Young. Down low, here's Malone. And David Robinson pulls it down. So the Magic, their last game, a win against Cleveland. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Serbiak, guarded by Pippen. There's the feed to Love. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. .11 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now Robertson down low. Here's Kaminsky. That's good. And Robertson with the assist.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input. And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye.
Downtown Philadelphia, as seen from high above. Welcome back to the Cradle of Liberty, as we like to call it here on 2K, here in eastern Pennsylvania. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Scottie Pippen, he's really been playing well.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
Tipping off the second half, here's Steve Clifford's 5. Cooper is out there with Jamal Murray. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Serbiak in at the 3. Scott with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. Clark, we all know you are one of the best players and maybe the greatest high school class ever. Guys who are now in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. What a list of names and great players.
Yeah, terrific players, and proud and privileged to be part of that class. 1979 is what you talk about. Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Terry Cummings. I could go on and on and on, but obviously some of those guys, Hall of Famers, and distinguished not just in what they did in high school and college and the pros, but in how many of them have lived their lives off the court, too.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. JaVale McGee's checked in for Malone. Sexton comes in for Robertson. And Paul subbed in for Young. Paul kicks to McGee. Back to Paul. Pass to Pippen. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Pippen's got 8.
And when you're open, Paul will find you in a nanosecond. I mean, that's one thing that makes him really special.
Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Now let's take a look at the scoring breakdown tonight, divided between the starters and the reserves for the Magic.
got to credit the reserves. They have been a big factor here so far. In a game that could still go either way, the scoring and execution from that second unit is the reason they've got a shot at it.
Knocked loose. Just 5 on the clock. McGee with the block. Here's Pippen. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times. Was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A. thanks. Kaminsky is checked in for Philadelphia. Robertson comes in for Sexton. The Magic trail by 3. Murray surveying the D. Pass to Cooper. The 11-footer. And the basket by Serbiak. Serbiak's got his second bucket of the game to go.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Robertson kicks to Paul. Tries again. He dishes it to Kaminsky, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Porzingis.
Frank Kaminsky was picked 9th overall back in the 2015 draft, and he's really established himself in a few years as a quality role player who can stretch the floor.
So he gets them both.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Here's Cooper. The pass to Porzingis. Over Kaminsky. He can't get that one to fall. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. 76ers ahead, up 3. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Kaminsky. Robertson is out there with Young. Then there's Scott, and it's Malone in at center. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Takes it off the glass. Malone's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the 76ers. The Magic trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Porzingis. No good on that one. And Philadelphia the other way now. Now, here's Scott to the paint. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Scottie Pippen's checked in for Philadelphia. Young against Murray. Young pass to Robertson. Back to Young. Malone outside. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks to Scott. And the rejection by Love. And here is Murray. This is it to Mourning. Shoots over Malone. Mourning can't make it work.
Gotta give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
Pippen against Porzingis. And Young kicks to Robertson. Back to Young.
And that's the a shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution. Just didn't knock it down. But you're right. They're happy with that shot.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient. And he is playing to his strengths.
Paul checked in for the 76ers. 1:06 left in the fourth quarter. Murray kicks to Mourning. A floater. Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing him deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Poked away and taken away by Paul. Cooper against Robertson. Good!
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're behind by 4. 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Scottie Pippen.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Steve Clifford went over with his guys during the break. He told them, look, guys, we're running out of time. We're going to make a move. It's got to be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded, and he said, then go take it, Kevin.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Pippen simply put one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 6. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Yeah, but they need some help. They're going to need some help any way you look at it. I mean, they're hoping for some missed free throws at the other end.
16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Cooper. For 3, Murray buries it from outside.
And Murray is really deadly with the catch-and-shoot jumper. When the defense isn't playing up on him, he has no problem going right up with it.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're up by 3. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter, and now they foul and stop the clock. He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself. And we've already seen the upside. And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
So the 76ers win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, of what stood out